Better?
Butter.
Better?
Butter, 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 butter.
Butter.
All right. Coming down in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to Oddball. Safely back home after a weekend in snowy, frigid, freezing, traffic, gridlock Indianapolis. I'm Amin Elhassan.
Loved it. Amin loved it, if you can't tell.
Love being late to everything. I'm Amin Elhassan. That's Charlotte Wilder, who I think had a much more fun time than I did in Indiana. Charlotte, a lot happened, but I don't want to talk about our time in Indiana. I don't want to navel gaze just yet. I want to start with the thing that everyone is talking about, which is how awful the game was. It was so awful that you could see it in the commissioner's face and hear it in his voice as he congratulated, heavy air quotes, the Eastern Conference All-Stars for, I guess, scoring the most points ever. I've never seen Adam Silver seem more defeated. He's always been an optimistic guy, glass half full, silver lining on the cloud. You know, he's always been that guy. But Charlotte, he looked like a broken man on Sunday night.
I mean, I completely get it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that game put me in a horrible mood. Like, and that's not usual for me. I'm usually like, oh well, you know what? But like, there's something so. It's what you said, defeating for, and I can only imagine what it feels like for Adam Silver, but for me, someone who talks about basketball, to be watching it and be like, it felt disrespectful, it felt rude, it felt pointless, and I think the most defeating part of it, I mean, is that I don't know how you fix it. I don't know how you can. I don't know if it is fixable at this point. It seems like it's jumped the shark to where, like, it used to be that guys needed this to further their brands, to be on national TV. Nobody needs this. Nobody needs it except for sponsors. And so it, like, I find myself getting heated because it's like you're watching the greatest players on the court and you're watching them walk. Did you have it? Like, what am I being dramatic? Like, what was your reaction?
They didn't just jump the shark. They ran right through it. They destroyed the shark. They just into a billion smithereens. Let me give you a couple of stats from Sunday night's game. You know how many personal fouls there were total in the game?
Was it 3?
3. Meaning, if one person had accumulated all the fouls that happened in that game, they wouldn't even be in foul trouble. They may not have been subbed out in the first half with 3 fouls.
Oh.
Let alone 3 fouls for the entirety of the game for both teams. 3 block shots. 3 block shots in the entire game. So this is the part where I think people ask, how are you going to fix it? And some people say, you got to give money. My good friend Sam Amick of The Athletic said, well, we saw what happened to IST. Maybe that's what it is. We just have to pay them. I said, no, it's not that, because there's several things going on here. Number one is, don't talk to me about, the All-Star game isn't like it was in the 90s and the 80s. Why are you going that far back?
Right.
Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Kobe Bryant. These guys are not black and white, murky pictures in standard def. These guys played in HD, and they played hard in an All-Star game. I remember Dwayne Wade giving Kobe Bryant a bloody nose in an All-Star game. You talking about now we got 3 fouls.
Yeah.
Right. And again, I'm not saying everyone's got to go out there and punch each other in the face or dive for loose balls or put themselves at serious risk of injury.
They should get Draymond out there, though, if they want that.
But Charlotte, if you watch NBA players play pickup ball in the offseason, they're going harder than this. So don't talk to me about, we're worried about getting hurt. That's not what this is about. That is absolutely not what this is about. What this is about is a culture of this doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm paid either way. It doesn't matter. Well, let me break something down to everybody, if I can.
Yeah.
Charlotte, who televises the NBA? What are the 2 major networks that televise the NBA?
You got ESPN, you got Turner, TNT, all that stuff.
Yeah, the Turner family, the ESPN Disney family, that includes ABC, right?
Yeah.
As part of the deal, ESPN, ABC said, hey, we get the finals. We're paying more. We get the finals, right? We pay for getting Christmas. We pay for the rights to have the draft. We pay for the rights to have the draft combine. That's the stuff that they pay for beyond Wednesday games, Friday games, Saturday games, whatever that is during the week. The marquee things they pay for, those 4 things. Turner said, fine, we'll give up the finals, but we got to get one conference finals out of this and 40 games in 40 nights of playoffs. We're also getting MLK Day.
Mm-hmm.
We're also getting opening night. It's very
Mm-hmm.
important for them. And we also get All-Star Weekend. They pay a premium to get All-Star Weekend. So whatever it is they're paying, there's a big chunk of it. It's not like uniformly for every little thing they get. Oh, Tuesdays and Thursdays. No, there's a big chunk of it this is for All-Star Weekend exclusivity. Saturday night, Sunday night, and Friday night, the Rising Stars. ESPN, you can have the celebrity game. So now, okay, we know there's a chunk of money coming in for this thing. The other thing that's happening is that sponsors are coming to enjoy these festivities, right? Mm-hmm. Sponsors that pay a lot of money to be a part of this. My point is, the NBA salary cap and the NBA maximum salaries are all a derivative of something called basketball-related income, and that is all the income that comes in from the business of basketball. Ticket sales, jersey sales, parking, concessions, and yes, national TV deals and national corporate sponsorship. So when you have a product that the sponsors and the broadcasters, which, by the way, that deal's coming up, say, why am I paying so much money to watch guys walk around and watch each other dribble slowly up for a dunk? Why am I paying so much money for guys to pull up from half court? Guess what? Your contract, NBA players, yes, it is guaranteed, but it also is tied to BRI. And I guarantee you, Turner ain't going to want to pay as much for All-Star Weekend, and sponsors ain't going to want to pay as much for All-Star Weekend.
Well, it's also, I mean, you mentioned, it's money if that worked for the IST. You know why that worked? That worked because the star players got to be like, I am helping my guy making league minimum right now. I am helping him. If he gets an extra $500,000, that actually makes a difference to this teammate of mine. It makes a difference to that teammate of yours if their minimum also goes down. It's all connected in a way that you can't separate it out. And so it should be playing in these games. They have a responsibility to the rest of the league.
And to themselves. Yeah. That's why I love whenever I'm trying to convince someone to do something. I think it's nice when you say, think of your teammates, think of the league, think of your fans. That's nice. But there's no better convincing than think of your fucking self. Because then it's like, oh, shit, yeah, I'm cutting off my nose to spite my face. The All-Star Weekend, I don't know if people understand this. Well, they're tired and they deserve a break. We're doing a thing here. Mm-hmm. We're doing a thing. We are selling our game and ourselves to the world. I hate being negative about it. I'm sick to my stomach that Monday morning and Tuesday, we're talking about, whoa, the game, get rid of the game and all that stuff. And by the way, Bill Simmons, of The Ringer, 1,000%. He tweeted, I never want to hear about an all-star snub again. Amin's editorial, roundly go f*** yourself if you ever cry about not being in an all-star and then show up and do that shit.
I have a very hard time as someone who I care very much about my job. I care very much about doing a good job. I'm very competitive. Watching those guys out there, I couldn't help but think, like, how are you not embarrassed? Like, Luka, how are you not embarrassed? Like, how is that not deeply shameful to you? How are you all out there? Like, it, and it felt like there was some little bit of, I think of Tyrese Maxey. I'm like, you try so hard every night. You play with so much joy. Like, how has this, how do you, like, I know that you don't want to get hurt. I know you've all decided it doesn't mean anything to you, but isn't there a part of you that's like, everybody's watching this? Isn't that embarrassing?
Anthony Edwards. For me, it's an all-star game, so I don't think I'll ever look at it being super competitive. It's always fun. I don't know what they can do to make it more competitive. It's a break. I don't think nobody wants to come here and compete. Anthony Davis. Obviously, the fans in the league and everybody wants to be competitive, but then you also, as players, are trying not to get hurt. Obviously, injuries are part of the game, and no one wants to get hurt in an all-star game. All these guys are very valuable to the teams. All right, so how many of these guys idolize Kobe Bryant?
All of them.
Kobe,
maybe not LeBron.
I mean, even LeBron. I mean,
Even,
LeBron was on a minutes restriction. It was different. But this is what I'll
yeah,
say: LeBron, Giannis, Damian Lillard. To me, they always bring it. They always try. I'm not saying they're diving for loose balls again, but it's like I'm playing a modicum of defense, but and try an effort. But when everyone's kind of messing around, at some point you're like, "What am I doing?" Right?
right.
So I'll give you a couple of things. Number one is I not sure this is exactly when it started, but it's the biggest landmark in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
2017, I want to say, in New Orleans. There's a fast break. Giannis has the ball. I want to say this is Giannis's first All-Star game, so he's going hard. And Steph Curry's running back on defense, and
Oh,
then he proceeds to lie down on the floor so that
yeah.
like in a overly just right this way, Mr. Antetokounmpo. And everybody laughed and thought it was so silly and fun. And I said, I don't like that. Like, I get it. Don't go up there and get dunked on. That's fine. But, like, don't lay down. At least try to cut him off midway through and make him make a basketball move, cross
Mm-hmm.
you over, spin around, whatever. But it was the start there where it was like, nobody's going to take this seriously. So people talk about fixes. In Charlotte, people talk
Mm-hmm.
about, let's make it, give them money. Let's play 2-on-2, 1-on-1, 3-on-3, whatever. Let's do a mini tournament like they did the Rising Stars Challenge. And I'm here to tell you guys, none of that's going to change because it's not about the
Yeah.
format and it's not about the compensation. It's about they don't care. So the only way you can fix this,
Yeah.
without just lighting a match and burning it all down and saying it was fun while it lasted, right? Which no one wants to do that because no one wants to give up the money. The only way you can fix it, it has to be a joint collaborative effort between the league, so it'd be Adam Silver and Joe Dumars,
Mm-hmm.
the Players Association, so it would be Andre Iguodala and CJ McCollum,
Mm-hmm.
some recently retired players, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, some current star players with sway, so Paul George and Steph Curry and LeBron, and hey, hell, put Kevin Durant in there as well. They need to get together so that next year we have a summit between these minds, not media people, not no fan. You are the guys who are
Yeah.
responsible for it, right?
Yeah.
And that needs to be communicated and trickled down to everybody who's at All-Star Weekend. This is some serious here. In the same way that USA basketball used to be a vacation, and then Jerry Colangelo and Coach K and Kobe Bryant and Jason Kidd and Chauncey Billups told those young guys at the time, enough of this bullshit. We're here to compete and win. We're here to compete and win. That same message needs to be trickled down from those names. The other side of this equation, Charlotte, is the coaching staffs. The coaching staffs have a responsibility here. And I get it. Everyone's worried, oh, what if this guy plays for me? We can't have that. They have to be told, hey, if he's dicking around, pull his ass.
Yeah.
Luka's dicking around, pull his ass, put Devin Booker in the game. Because Devin Booker played hard. And
Mm-hmm.
also, I know Luka doesn't like Devin Booker. So
Mm-hmm.
how do you like getting benched for your rival? He's going to get 30 minutes. Your ass gets 7. And we'll find another 11 somewhere else. Send that message. We aren't about this anymore. As a league, as a players association, as a coaches association, we're not about that life anymore. And either they get the message and some of them just say, I don't want to be an all-star anymore. Let me get my vacation. You know what? Fine. Take your ass to Cancun. Take your ass to Cancun, Anthony Edwards. Take your ass to Cancun, Luka Doncic. And I love them as players, Charlotte. I love them games 1 through 82. I love them through every playoff round. But this weekend, they absolutely crushed me because it's not the players I don't like. It's not like, to hell with that guy anyway. It's guys I really like and respect that are letting us down and saying I'm doing it on purpose. Right, Charlotte? Because I do love this game. And all of this comes from a place of passion. I love basketball. I want to see it be successful. I don't want to see it be the laughing stock of sports every February. But I did have one positive to take away from this. And that's one thing that gives me hope for the future is Victor Wembanyama. Because he attacked his portion of All-Star Weekend with vigor and with competitive desire. And you could tell by his body language when he saw Anthony Edwards shooting left-handed in the skills competition. Disgust. Why are we here? We're not here to be clowns. We're here to win. We're here to compete. We're here to be great, basically, to show everyone how great we are. And so my hope is that him doing this and being that can somehow influence, not this generation, maybe this generation's cooked, but whatever generation's coming up with him, he'll reach a point where he is the best player in the league, and guys will respond and listen to him. And he'll be vocal enough that maybe we'll get a new generation of players that gives a shit.
Bing, bong, the Knicks are alive. But guess what? We in Indianapolis for the Oddball NBA All-Star coverage. Holy moly, we got a lot of love in the building. We got a lot of snow outside. Holy moly, can you dig it? You already know how I feel about that snow. Incorrect. But we're finna ask some of these players some playerific questions, you dig? Follow us down the street. We outside, man. Indianapolis with the legend, Dave McMenamin. Oh, my goodness. One question for you, brother.
Yes,
Red Doritos or blue Doritos?
Oh, it's not even a question. Cool Ranch.
You dig me?
You can't go red. Come on. Cool Ranch.
Okay, red Doritos or blue Doritos?
Oh, man, that's hard. Both of them.
I don't know. I'm probably go red.
First off, red Doritos or blue Doritos? And who is the lamest player in the NBA?
Blue Doritos, by the way. Hard to come by nowadays. Cool Ranch. Lamest, I ain't going there.
Oh, it's somebody lame, though. He wanted to say something. He thought of somebody, but he a player. He kept it cool. We got the Sabrina, the kid, all-star. She going up against Steph Curry for the first time. History being made. Big dog, are you team Sabrina or team Steph?
I gotta go, Steph.
My money on Sabrina. We got hit with the short end of the stick on Sabrina. I had the most important question she's ever heard in her entire life. Red Doritos or blue Doritos?
Red Dorito.
Important questions, important answers. You hear it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Red Doritos for the kid. If you dabble, red Doritos or blue Doritos?
Ooh, man. I'm gonna go with the Cool Ranch. That's the blue ones, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
Cool
sir.
Ranch. That's me.
In the wild, who do I spot? I spot a Rachel Nichols. I got the most important question that you're gonna hear all weekend.
Oh, damn.
Red Doritos,
Better be good.
red Doritos or blue Doritos?
No Doritos.
No Doritos?
Cheetos, salt and vinegar chips.
What about the barbecue Fritos?
You know, I'm more of a classic kind of
Okay.
girl.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't never had Doritos.
Damn.
Red Doritos.
I'm gonna say blue, but I really like red just because your breath don't stink.
You feel me?
These are the two most boring people to put last. Y'all supposed to put LeBron and Steph last. Y'all boy put
Jalen Brunson and Spider-Man Mitchell last.
You're saying that so loud.
they're so boring. It's quiet in here.
What's been the most exciting part about Media Day so far for you?
So far, there's been a lot of stank breath brothers, and every now and then, a brother's breath don't stink.
Players?
More so the media members who keep asking these hot-ass questions through my glasses.
Juju, really important question here that I think a lot of people have been wondering through this season. Blue or red Doritos?
I don't eat Doritos.
Wow, folks. That's gonna go viral.
Catch us again. Same bat time, same bat channel. Next week. Back to you, Bob.
Our next guest is a friend that I've known damn near 20 years. Charlotte, I'm so excited that we got to sit down with him and you got to experience all the magic and wonder that is Eddie Johnson.
He is unbelievable. He told us so many stories that we're actually going to break this up into a recurring segment because once Eddie gets going, you just don't want him to stop, and we're going to give you all of that.
I am Eddie Johnson, and this is Story Time.
17-year career in the NBA, 19,000 points.
That's so many points.
19,202. Go ahead, finish.
Like I said, needs no introductions. Eddie Johnson. Eddie, you're the color commentator for the Suns local games. You are also on SiriusXM NBA Radio weekdays, 4 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. with Justin Termini. And my friend, I think.
Yes. No, please, you are my friend.
Yeah, the level that Eddie's been roasting you at makes me think you're very, very good friends.
He and I go back and forth. You know, he you know, it's like I do balance. You know, I get on guys. If you're my friend, I'm gonna get on you, but then I'll praise you.
Totally, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
We got to keep each other honest and humble.
Yes.
So
this guy got 30,000 jobs, so this is probably, you know.
I'm hustling. I'm trying to catch up. So Charlotte, when they told us that, hey, you guys, Eddie Johnson's available, I said absolutely, because Eddie's got so many stories.
Yeah.
So many stories. I want to start with this one that goes way back before your NBA career. Eddie, you were in high school and you had an opportunity to pick which college you were going to go to. You ended up going to Illinois.
Yeah.
But tell the people what college really wanted you and what player who was playing there said, oh, Eddie, you got to come play with us.
Yeah, I was at the Parade All-American game. It was in Washington, D.C. at the time, McDonald's Parade All-American game. And I befriended Magic. And so, you know, we were there for about a week, and we're practicing and everything. And I saw right then and there that this dude was unbelievable. And at that time, he wasn't even ranked number one. They had Albert King from New York, who was ranked number one. They had a guy, Wayne McCoy from New York, ranked high. And after about 2 days, everybody knew it was Magic. Everybody was like, this dude is ridiculous. He's just unreal. And so we befriended each other. And so the same schools were recruiting us, Michigan, Michigan State, you know, Illinois, all the Big Ten schools or whatever. And we started talking, and he was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to Michigan State or Michigan. He was just caught between the two. And I really love both schools as well. But I had made up my mind I was going to stay close to home.
Yeah.
So we left from D.C. and we went to Germany to play in the, it was called the Albert Schweitzer games. And I spent another 2 weeks with him. And so back and forth, you know, he's seeing that I can shoot it, and, you know, and he's just trying to recruit people, change their mind. And so lo and behold, after the trip was over, we were walking back, and we had flew into O'Hare Airport where I was living. I was in Chicago. And he looks at me and said, come on, man, you got to come to the school I'm going to. I'm like, where are you going? He said, I don't know yet, but whatever it is, you got to go. And I'm thinking, I'm like, I want to blaze my own trail.
Yeah.
I'm a Parade All-American. I'm like, I don't want to follow anybody. How dumb was I? Like, he decided to go to Michigan State. I went to Illinois, which I'm fine with going to Illinois. Obviously, I had a tremendous career. I think I was humbled when I went there, met my wife there. So it was a lot of great things. There was a reason why I went to Illinois. But what was I thinking about? Like, if I had gone to Michigan State, I would have been like top 5 pick. Greg Kelser was top 3.
Yep.
And that was probably because of Magic. Greg will tell you that. And so my whole life would have changed in that aspect. But again, I just felt like I needed the journey of being humble. He was great already.
Yeah.
The guy I played in high school with, Mark Aguirre, who went number 1 in the draft when I came out of Illinois, you know, he and I were teammates in high school. He was ready. You know, so everybody's journey was different. He went to DePaul, Mark did, and obviously Magic went to Michigan State. And so I went to Illinois, and I had to go the hard route. You know, got drafted 29th because they thought I was undersized to be a power forward, which I played in school.
That was a second-round pick back then.
Yeah.
So nowadays, 29, though you went first round.
That was second-round pick. And then, you know, after my career, you know, you look at the numbers, only maybe about 3 or 4 of those guys outscored me.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, he and I talk about it all the time, man. But that humbles me, because my life could have definitely changed.
Did you talk about it at the time? Like when you guys were in college, was any part of you like, oh, like when did you start to
He always brought it. He always brought it up to me.
Okay.
Always. Like, always. Even Greg Kelser. Greg Kelser was like, man, why you didn't come? You know, it's like, no, it was a form of conversation all the time. Yeah.
All right, we got a lot more to get to with Eddie Johnson. He's a man of many stories, so stay tuned.
My mom was born in Prague, fun fact.
Yeah?
Anyway.
Is she Prague of that pack.
She
Very proud. Very proud to be.
very proud of it.